Change Your Schedule, Change Your Life is a perfect template to understand and synchronize your circadian rhythm of light and darkness right down to the cellular level. The latest discovery of clock genes not only highlights the importance of biological timing, but also validates the ancient Ayurvedic principles of daily routine and seasonal routines. What I see in my clinical practice is that everyone is super busy. Internet, emails, text messaging, social media has increased the pace of life tremendously. Our busy schedules are making us disconnected from our basic bodily rhythms like sleep, thirst, hunger, and elimination. We are suddenly becoming human doings instead of human beings. The current epidemic of obesity, metabolic syndrome, insomnia, insulin resistance, and depression can all be directly linked with the disruption in circadian rhythms. The latest research tells us that it's not what you eat, but when you eat. It's not how much sleep you get, but when you sleep. It's not how much exercise you get, but when you do your exercise. Your daily schedule determines your weight, your stamina, your cognition, your mood, and your overall general health. Eat late to gain some weight, sleep late to gain some weight. This is a very ancient Ayurvedic principle, and finally, the modern medical science is validating it. A simple way to trigger obesity in lab mice is to wake them up and feed them during their sleep cycle, or expose them to lights when they should be sleeping. Another recent study linked jet lag to weight gain because long distance travel confuses the microbiome in our gut. And now we know that even jet lag symptoms go far beyond sleep disruption, constipation, and mental fog. Many of us even experience a social jet lag. Social jet lag is something where you are pretty well behaved from Monday to Thursday, but come Friday, you are eating out, you are eating late, you are sleeping in on Saturdays and Sundays, you are having an erratic eating patterns over the weekend, and then come Monday, you are as if you are waking up in a totally different time zone in which it takes another 2 or 3 days for the body to get used to the rhythms, and here comes Friday one more time where the disruption sets in. Sleep is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory activities that you will ever do. It is like a reset button. Exposure to artificial light and blue light from television, computers, cell phones can delay the release of melatonin, which makes you prone to insomnia, restless sleep, and fatigue. Abundant exposure to natural light during the day and no electronic stimulation few hours before bed is the key to reset your internal clock. In a recent study, volunteers were taken winter camping, and at the end of the trip they were falling asleep 2 hours earlier, sleeping more deeply, and were waking up at dawn without an alarm clock. Change Your Schedule, Change Your Life is an excellent guidebook that blends the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda with modern medical research. In my book, I have designed a number of quizzes to discover your chronotype that tells you how to adjust your schedule, prioritize your health, and synchronize your internal clocks with your environment. In this book, you will learn how to harness the power of clock genes to lose weight, to optimize your workout, and finally get a good night's sleep. What I discovered in my clinical practice was that people were super busy. Erratic eating times, people sometimes work out at 10 o'clock in the evening, they wake up late, they are having swing shifts, and very soon there are so many functions that are getting out of balance. Their digestion, their sleep, their energy metabolism, they are relying on truckloads of caffeine to keep them going, and very soon when I sit and meet and talk to them about their conditions, I realize that it's not them, but it's their schedule. And when we start correcting them with a very simple Ayurvedic plan of when to wake up, when to start their day, what is the best time to eat breakfast, what is the best way to start their day with some physical workout, exercise, the main meal during the day, making sure your evening meal is light, you're eating at least 2-3 hours before you go to sleep. All of these things synchronize their internal timings with what they were doing outside. And we saw some fabulous improvement in their conditions or the imbalances what they were having. And they were surprised to see that even these subtle changes made such a big difference. Unfortunately, we are living in a culture which is the culture of busyness. I think especially millennials who are really exposed to the internet time, as we call it. Internet time is increasing the pace of our life in a dizzying manner. You talk about social media, you talk about Twitter, Facebook. Many of these things were not even around 10 years ago. We are talking about in last 10 years, with the advance of cell phones, smartphones, and social media, the life has gotten very hectic and very busy. And more importantly, the work boundaries have become very invisible. With a smartphone, you're on call 24/7. An average person with a smartphone works somewhere close to 13 to 14 hours each day without them even being aware of it. If someone sends you a text, how rude it is for you not to reply it back right away. If there's some email pertaining to work, whether it's 10 o'clock in the evening or 7 o'clock in the morning, you start your day looking at your smartphone. People end their day checking their emails and their smartphones. So I think this is creating an imbalance where you go to sleep thinking about work, you wake up thinking about work, and these cell phones which are used at the junction point is disrupting your bodily rhythms. The culture of busyness is where the problem is actually. Time poverty is the problem that we talk about, is partly of perception and partly of distribution. And if time is money, millennials are literally broke because they are running around feeling really having very little time to do anything. And even if they want to do something, they're not mindfully present to enjoy that moment at times. Time is money. This mindset gets engraved into you way too early. The success, the accomplishment, how much things you want, how quickly you want, and how much efforts you're willing to put in to make all that happen. And once your hours are quantified with the financial returns, then you become very stingy with your time. And you actually feel guilty with your leisure time because you are feeling something which becomes more and more precious, it becomes more and more scarcer. So if time is money, then you want to hold on to it and not spend it and actually put it to work because that is equated to having greater profits. Multitasking has become a norm in our society. You are checking your emails, you are driving, you are looking at your GPS, you're sipping your coffee all at once. And we used to think that multitasking, we are getting many things accomplished at once. But actually the latest scientific research says that because of multitasking, the anterior cingulate cortex, it's an area in your brain, becomes less dense. What I see in my clinical practice is when your schedule overtakes your most important job in life is taking good care of yourself. You're not eating at the right time. You're not exercising at the right time. You're not even getting a good quality sleep in the night. And you wake up tired, exhausted. You're drinking unwanted dosage of caffeine throughout the day. And what happens is very soon, either you're gaining weight, you are having a disease or an imbalance which is taking a lot of your time and vitality away from you. And more importantly, it is making you depressed. So one of the crux of the issue that I am suggesting and proposing is to look at your schedule very closely and ask yourself a very simple question. At the end of the day, you ask yourself, what did I do for my mind today that made my mind happy, relaxed, peaceful? What did I do for my body today? Did I do enough exercise? Did I nourish my body with clean, pure food, with clean water? Was I able to do something for my body, whether it's an oil massage or some relaxation exercise or outdoor activities and spending time in nature? And more importantly, what did I do for my spiritual existence today? So asking these three questions are the very core and the crux of changing your schedule and changing your life. Because at the end of the day, you can't be busy and disconnected from your body. You have to be mindfully connected in order to regulate and optimize the functioning of your body. where you had to do something in order for your digestion to get better, for you to have enough energy and vitality, for you to even able to sleep peacefully in a given night. Your health is your full-time domain, job and activity. This is the most important thing that you need to schedule on an everyday basis. I have thousands of people who have actually followed the template of change your schedule, change your life. They're sleeping better, they're digesting food really well, they don't have to go on any yo-yo diet to maintain their weight. They're effortlessly selecting the right vibrant foods which is good for them. They're making a lot of positive health conscious choices for themselves. They're effortlessly managing good, even, calm, quiet, wonderful moods throughout the day. They have enough energy to function all day long. And more importantly, they feel a little bit more purposefully connected with the real fabric of their life. They're making meaningful relationships. They have excellent sexual vitality. And more importantly, in spite of being in a busy life, they are still dispassionately detached to watch, observe, and modify and change exactly what life is doing to them. I invite you to change your schedule, and I promise you, it will simply change your life.